Alright guys, welcome to Tuesday's Tips. Financial Peace University. Before we get to that, let me give you another tip. Something different. We went out to dinner today. We went to the Fuji, I think it's called Fuji Steakhouse, Japanese Steakhouse. You know, where they cook the food in front of you and all that kind of stuff. Well, the tip on that is that Groupon, GROUPON.com is where I got these coupons, and it's basically buy 2 meals for the price of 1. Almost like that. Well, not even that. Well, yeah, because I paid for it ahead of time a while ago. So basically, we with tip and whatever left over, we spent, for 4 of us, we spent $40. Pretty good. Don't you agree? And we were nice with our tip. We actually did good. We actually gave probably close to 20%.
Yeah. When you said 20, I was like, are you kidding me? Because I was only planning on 15.
Ooh, $5 more. Ooh.
Hey, it's fine. It doesn't matter. That would have been $10 that we wouldn't have. And then you said 20, and I'm like, it means I have to give 22.
You didn't have to. All right, so
They knew we were together.
They did, but in order for it to work, we had to set 2 reservations up because it's only good for 2 people, so we couldn't use both of them together. So you have to be around the system just so you can use both of our things, but we did. Okay, this week's class, we talked about debt snowball. And basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read off some myths and the truth about some of this stuff. And then see if you guys agree with this. Well, not see if you agree. This stuff is true. But the old credit card myths. And we'll see Sherry's response when it happens. So, I'm getting my glasses on. Because I need to read with glasses on. That's fine, Alright, so credit card myths. Number 1. You need a credit card to rent a car or make purchases online. Wrong. Debit card will do that all that for you. Dave Ramsey went through, he says he's gone through traveling throughout the world and everything, and he's never had a problem with that. So debit cards do work for that. So think about that. So that's a myth. Another myth. I pay mine off every month with no annual fee. So I get brownie points, air miles and free hat. That's a myth. The truth is, more than 100 million Americans do not pay off their balance every month. Now, we get, like on my credit card, you can build up points as well, and you can get miles, or you can actually, every month, if you have some, depending on the points you have, you can, some of the purchases you've made, you can hit a checkbox and it would pay for itself. I get it, but you'll understand in a minute why. Another truth is that when you use plastic instead of cash, you spend more because you don't feel it. Now you think about that. When you guys out there and you're shopping or whatever and you're using cash, you feel that cash leave your hands. One of the things that was said is that when you go out to dinner and the little plastic black thing they give you, and you have to put your money on when you have to actually put cash on that black thing to give to the waiter or the waitress, it's like you're losing part of your family because you're actually having to part with it. You feel it. With credit cards, you think about it. With your credit card, you will pay, you will just swipe, and you will think nothing of it. So there's a couple of myths about the credit card, and also I'm trying to think what he said about with the credit card. He was talking about, how McDonald's they used a few years ago, they put in the first ones to use credit. They did a study, and then that people are spending 47% more at McDonald's by plastic than they were using cash. It's because, and they were buying the same food. The problem is they might have supersized it up because you're not thinking about the money that you're putting out when you use a credit card. When you give out cash, you think about it like, oh, do I really want that? I only have this much money. So just something to think about. There's car myths. Car myths is car payments are a way of life, and you'll always have one. Well, we have one because I just bought it before we went down here, and we are going to work on getting that paid off. That's a myth. The truth is, the typical millionaire stays away from the car payments by driving reliable used cars. So that is how they became millionaires. A myth: leasing a car is what sophisticated financial people do. You should always lease things that go down in value. There are tax advantages. Truth is, Consumer Reports, Smart Money Magazine, and a good calculator will tell you the car lease is the most expensive way to finance and operate a vehicle. And we can keep going on and on and on. But one of the things is that I've heard a couple people say that if I don't have credit, I can't build up things. I can't get it. And he talked about FICO. Do you know the FICO score is an I love debt score? Now, when we did our credit check for my we did my credit check for when I get my loan of the car. My credit score was extremely high. And so Dave says, "Ooh, that's good. That means you just you've been giving your money away." So what he said is, I'm just going to show it to you. The FICO breakdown is this. This is how they evaluate your FICO score. 35% payment history, 30% debt level, 15% length of history, 10% new credit, and 10% type of credit. Okay. So basically, it's a FICO score. It doesn't do you any good. What is your credit score going to do? He came up with a story saying that he went to someone went to go get a.
It was him. He didn't have a credit score. Oh no, friends went and had a really good credit score. So he went on to find out what his credit score was, and it came up error that you haven't accumulated any credit, so you have a 0 credit score. Call the whoever he was supposed to call to find out why it was like that.
So Dave Ramsey went on his radio show and told people about this FICO, and apparently FICO wanted to have a little conversation with him, but he goes, "No, you don't." So make a long story short, here's the biggest myth of all, which is this: debt is a tool and should be used to create prosperity. That's a myth. The truth is, debt is proof that the borrower is slave to the lender, because you always got to, you owe somebody, you're a slave to it. But here's the thing: when surveyed, the Forbes 400, these are the top 400 people, wealthiest people in North America. They were asked, what is the most important key to building wealth? Okay, so the top 400 people in North America were asked this question. 75% of them replied that becoming and staying debt-free was the #1 key to wealth building. Becoming and staying debt-free. That's how they build their wealth. So you think about that. If you want to become rich, you need to go to the rich people. I mean, going to your broker. I mean, he made a comment, going to your broker. What does that say? Broker. He breaks people. So there's ways of getting at it. So there's steps out of debt, and number 1 is stop borrowing money. You gotta stop borrowing money. That's number 1. Number 2, you must save money. You gotta save money in order to get out of debt. If that means selling something that you might be hanging around the house that you bought a few years ago and realize, do I really need that? Go sell it. Get out of debt. If you have to, get a part-time job or overtime. And of course, last but not least, is prayer really works. So pay off debt using the debt snowball. Let me show you the diagram out here. So what he says is he would take all your bills from the smallest amount to the highest, not counting your loan, not counting your house payment. So it's everything on here. And he says what you do is you would pay off the first amount. How do you do it? Well, maybe have a garage sale and that pays it off. Now that extra $10, okay, right there, you would add into your minimum payment for the hospital bill. So you would start making $48 payments until that's paid off. And then when you got that bill off, take all the money you would have used for this one and put it onto your Home Depot bill and Chase and then car loan. So eventually where you're out of debt. So one of the things that we had to do is we had to complete our debt snowball. And we have 2, without our home equity loan, we have 2 of them that we have. One is a hospital bill, and the other is my truck loan. Now, the hospital loan was less money, so in all purposes, we should be paying that off first. But we don't have interest on that, so we're making a calculated risk here, and we're going to go for the one that has interest on it, that paid off first. It is higher, and I understand his thinking. If you pay the little ones off first, no matter how highest interest rates are, you pay the little ones off first, and you see it getting paid off and you have less debt, it builds momentum. So I understand that, and it's probably the way to do it. But we're going to try it this way first and see how it works. So one of the things we had to do is we have to, tonight, is cut up credit cards. Credit cards are no good for us. No good for anyone. So, you ready? The test awaits.
You first. I'm having a hard time.
Do the two easy ones. You know they're easy. Do those first.
Yeah.
All right, the first one is what?
Victoria's Secret.
What? No more goodies there? And there it goes. Cut it. Ah.
See, I had a hard time.
And what was that one?
Old Navy.
Old Navy. Goodbye, Old Navy.
It's a Visa, though. I didn't realize that. I could have used it.
Yeah, you could have.
But see, I didn't notice it.
Mamma mia. Cut it up. Yes, two. Yeah, I got that last one.
I'm still clutching this one.
Okay. So, I just changed this not too long ago. But look. Look, I had the Visa put on there. Look at that. Oh, our names are on it. You guys probably saw my number. Oh well, we're going to be canceled anyway. So let me try that again so you guys show you again. See, look at that. Our faces are all over the Capital One. Aww. All right, it's got to go. It's got to go, people. It's got to go. Here we go. You can't see it yet. I'll show you. I'll turn it around when I can.
I could have helped the camera.
Yeah, go ahead. Here it is, people. There it is, credit card right here. See, there it is. Oh. Ah, freedom. Yes. All right, baby. Do it. Do it. Cut it up. Cut it up. Ah. Yes.
No.
How's it feel?
Terrible.
Why is it terrible? You're crying because you're going to become debt free and you're not spending money on a credit card?
It's a security.
You have a debit card. That
That's for the debit card.
Listen, we use our credit cards as our emergency fund. But if you put $1,000 away and you put that in a separate account, that is your emergency fund. Not too many things that are going to happen that quickly is going to cost you more than $1,000. And if it costs more than $1,000, more than likely you're not going to be able to pay it off anyway. So that means whatever you charge is going to cost more because you're going to be paying that interest. So there you go with Tuesday's tips and a little teary. Add another T. The Teary Tuesday tips. But in the long run, we'll feel better. Maybe not now, but you will feel better.
We'll see.
We'll see. So there they are, people. There's our credit cards all cut up. If you guys decide to do this and you cut them up, don't forget to call the credit card companies to cancel it, so that way they won't send you another one when it expires. They send you another card.
Oh darn, I forgot to do that.
Yeah, and if you have a card that's probably over 7 years old, I think it's after 7 years they close the account anyway. So if you haven't, like I said, well, I got some credit cards I haven't used in a long time. I think after 7 years they automatically close. So, okay, anything else you would like to say?
No.
Nothing else?
Nothing.
All right, if you have any questions about what we talked about today or anything in the past,
Talk to George, not me.
comment below, even if it's how she feels. Comment below and we'll do the best that we can to answer these questions. We're in the beginning process of this and we're learning, so we just want to bring you guys along with us, and hopefully you guys will learn too. Tomorrow we're doing a Weight Watcher meal.
Yeah.
It's a Weight Watcher / Pampered Chef. So I haven't figured out how I'm going to work that out, but you'll figure it out. So.
Hey, we'll have a viewer that can tell us how to work it out. Not that I'm promoting Tanya. Go to her YouTube channel. She's an awesome woman.
We'll find a way to figure it out. I know what I'm going to do. I hope. So anyway.
Oh, so are you saying you don't want Tanya's help?
I don't need her help. No, I don't need her help.
Oh, Tanya, that was get him later.
All right, guys. Hope you guys had a great Tuesday, and we will see you later.